out on my walk today, God instilled something in my heart. He instilled upon me that He's calling you to get up, to speak, to preach the gospel, to share your testimony. He's calling you to speak, and yet you're hesitating because you doubt, because you are afraid, and it's holding you back from coming forth into the very thing that God is asking you to do. I can tell you this. I too was like that. I didn't want to speak. When the Lord came to me, because I work as a nurse, and He came to me, and I just knew inside of me that I was made to do something more. I just knew there was this deep calling within me, and I seek the Lord, and I seeked Him. And then He told me, He said, you will be my mouthpiece to my people. You will preach the gospel, is what He told me. And immediately I was like, I can't do that. I'm afraid to speak in front of people. I'm shy. I can't do that. And then something switched in me. And I was like, no, God, you asked me to do this. So I began to look, and I began to search online. How do I do this thing that I've been called to do? And there was no school. I did not see any schools or anything like that. And God says, you don't need any of that. I will show you how. And once again, I told God, and I'm like, I am afraid to speak. All my life, I was bound by a mental muzzle over my mouth. I was shy, and I always would sit in the corner, and I wouldn't talk to other people, and I would seclude myself away from other people because of trauma, because of hurt and pain, that I didn't even know that it happened to me until I was 42 years old. And then God helped me to remember the hurt and the pain that was done to me by a family member. They molested me from the age of 4 till I was 9, but I had blocked it out. I had forgotten. I had these glimpses of memories. God came in and He began to heal my heart and help me to come to forgiveness and help me see that I don't need to put up protective mechanisms that He would protect me. And before I knew it, the healing began to start. But the thing that drove me to my core all these years of my life is because this family member, an adult, said this to me when I was a young girl. He told me I was only meant to be seen and never heard. He told me that if I ever spoke, that everybody wouldn't believe what I had to say, that they would just believe that I was a liar. So I never spoke. I never said a word. And any time, then this made me easy prey for other predators to come along and take advantage of me because I was stuck in silence and in a silent prison, bound by chains and a muzzle over my mouth that inhibited me from speaking. But after God came in and He started just to tell me to do these little things, these little small things, and they began to test me, and I was afraid. Like He would tell me to go start doing this one thing, and I was just speaking to a group of 3 people, and then it just grew and bigger and bigger and bigger. Before I knew it, I was sharing my testimony. I was going out on the street. I was calling people in the stores and telling them about Jesus. All of a sudden, this boldness came over me, not because of me, not because of my strength, not because of my might, just because I said, yes, God. Yes, I will obey and I will do the things that you asked me to do. He doesn't mean for you to start off big. No, He starts you off really small, and then He entrusts you with these small things, and then He will enable you to be able to do the thing that He is calling you to do. Not by your strength, not by your might, but by His Spirit. He will enable you to do that. So I'm telling you, Today, as God is placing into my heart, He is speaking to you today. He is telling you that you can do what He's calling you to do. You can preach the gospel. You can be able to start the ministry. You will be able to do these things because it's not by your strength, but it is by His Spirit that He will enable you to do that. As long as you say yes and you walk in the small things, then He will help you to be able to do the thing that He is calling you to do right now. So I pray that this encourages you. Get back in the game. Don't say no, I can't. Just say yes, and He will do the rest. That's all you need to do. So get up, man of God. Get up, woman of God. Get up and just say yes. God, I say yes to you because you pulled me out of the muck and the mess. And so I say yes to you. And this is a form of worship to Him. He will do it. Just trust in Him. Get past the fear. Fear is not of God. That fear wants to hold you back from the very thing that God wants to do. He wants to use that very thing that is instilled upon you, that is inhibiting you from speaking, to be able to help to encourage others. So step up and just say yes.